Tattoo artists, what's the one tattoo request that made you stop and ask, are you absolutely sure? A young woman walked into my studio one quiet afternoon and asked for huge angel wings across her entire back. Not simple wings, she wanted them extremely realistic, with detailed feathers that slowly decayed and broke apart down her spine. Heavy shading, lots of detail, even hints of gold in certain areas. From an artist's point of view, it was an exciting idea. I showed her similar work from my portfolio, and she was clearly into it. She asked smart questions about gradients and texture, and I could tell she'd thought about the look she wanted. So I explained the reality. This would be a massive piece. At least 4 sessions, probably 5, each session around 3 hours. Most of the work would be on her ribs, spine, and shoulder blades, some of the most painful spots to tattoo. She nodded confidently through all of it. Then very casually she mentioned this would be her first tattoo. I stopped drawing and asked her to repeat that. She smiled and confirmed it like it was no big deal. I told her the truth. I've tattooed people covered head to toe who still struggle with rib work. People who sit through long sessions without flinching sometimes tap out on the spine. She insisted she had a high pain tolerance. Said she'd done intense workouts and dental work without issues. I tried explaining that tattoo pain is different. It doesn't come and go, it builds, but she brushed it off. She said she was ready and wanted to start immediately. I even suggested doing a small test tattoo first in a less painful area. She refused. She wanted the wings. Against my better judgment, we started. Within 5 minutes, her hands were shaking. At 10 minutes, she was gripping the table so hard her knuckles turned white. Tears were running down her face, but she kept saying she was okay. My assistant kept giving me looks like, this is not going well. Every half minute I had to stop so she could breathe. She was trying not to cry out loud, but the pain was clearly overwhelming. I asked multiple times if she wanted to stop. Every time she shook her head and told me to keep going. After a full hour, I had barely finished a tiny part of the outline, maybe 5% of the entire design. She was shaking so badly I couldn't tattoo safely anymore. I turned off the machine and told her we had to stop. She begged me to continue, saying she just needed to push through. I told her that forcing herself through this would only make her hate the tattoo later. That's when she broke down. She told me her ex-fiancé had just gotten engaged. They were together for 6 years, and he proposed to someone else after less than a year. She wanted a huge tattoo she could post online, something dramatic that would prove she was doing great and make him regret losing her. She admitted she didn't even love angel wings. She just wanted attention. I sat quietly for a moment, then told her the strongest thing she could do right now was choose something for herself, not for him. I offered to design a small feather, simple, meaningful, and something she could actually finish. She agreed, paid for the hour, and I drew up a few designs for her to think about. She never came back. Months later, I saw on social media that she'd gotten a tiny heart tattoo somewhere else. And honestly, that probably fit her story better anyway.